President Trump marking 6 months in the White House.
It is my honor to introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Donald Trump immediately getting to work with a remarkable show of the use of executive power.
We've never seen anything like this. There's 20,000 people cheering for every executive order signed.
President Trump comes in and immediately begins taking action to fix each and every one of these fires that the Democrats started.
It's 6 months delivering on the agenda. This ultimately is promises made, promises kept by the president.
This is a message to the rest of the world. The days of ripping off America and Americans are officially over.
The Trump archives are a series of near impossible feats.
We have the safest, most secure border in the history of this nation.
Border crossings have dropped so much that federal agents now outnumber illegal crossers.
He had a mandate and he's delivering on it. The American economy is better for it.
NASDAQ and S&P both hitting all-time highs.
Gas prices are down. Retail sales are up. $2 trillion in international financial agreement and record tariff revenue.
The USA is on a roll, culminating in the signing of the One Big Beautiful Bill on July 4th.
A bill for and by the people.
Thanks to this bill, Trump could resign tomorrow and still point to an enduring legacy.
And he's full steam ahead for America.
This movement that President Trump has started is only getting bigger. It has more energy, more enthusiasm.
What he's going to do is show up and work hard and deliver every day for the American people.
You're watching history, so buckle up, because the next 3.5 years will probably be just as busy.
Hey.
Wow.
Can't argue with the numbers. Border numbers, stock market numbers.
This is legendary.
Inflation is down. Inflation numbers, egg prices, gas prices. The numbers are saying what's going on.
This walkout was legendary, right?
To introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Donald Trump.
Ain't they think I could do it? Ain't they think I could do it? Man, hey, Trump actually a laid-back, chill dude. Because I don't think I could be as humble as Donald Trump. From what the media do, bro, I don't think I could be as humble as Donald Trump, bro.
They were trying to get him, man.
Like, y'all almost killed me. I would be talking so much shit, bro.
He do be talking this talk. You know?
And, he do. But now I would be, man.
He's not too bad, though.
Man.
You got diplomacy, bro.
Wow, bro. I forgot who he told. He said, if they don't, he tried to buy an NBA team, and he said, if they don't let me buy it, I'm going to run for president and really piss them off.
And then he done went and did it. I think Stephen A. said that.
Yeah, I think it was Stephen A. that said that.
Yeah.
How much more American dream do we get, though?
Yeah, that's how. And I just like, this is why people didn't want a politician. We wanted a businessman, because at the end of the day, America is a business. So things with the tariffs and all that, we see how that affected the stock market and all these things. And people were so adamant about how, look at the tariffs, look what the tariffs are doing. That was the left's best argument. When is the last time you heard the left say something about the tariffs?
Wow. Is this in Buffalo?
No, this is in Pennsylvania. That's what's crazy. It's in Pennsylvania.
That's what I'm saying. Buffalo, Pennsylvania.
Buffalo is New York.
Buffalo. Well, it wasn't. Where he got shot at?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. What was it called?
Butler.
Butler. Yeah. Butler, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a crazy header, though. That's probably actually when it was done. Everybody said, this is the turning point?
That's when it was done.
I said, it's been so many turning points.
It was done before that. The Joe Biden debate, it was done.
But they said, nah, this is actually
That was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this was the nail in the coffin. They tried to kill him.
They said, well, yeah, something's definitely, we might need this man. They're trying to kill him.
Fight! But I just don't see how people can argue about the economy and the stock market when those are literal numbers.
The border, I really don't know.
Can't argue with data.
The data that messed me up when they said, oh, immigrants drive the economy. But hey, the economy's now doing better when no immigrants are coming in and immigrants are going out. They said this is the first president ever where more immigrants will be deported than they will come in.
Yeah, they did say that.
And the economy's it's rising. People are getting jobs. So he's actually helping the Americans get jobs.
What he's supposed to do.
Is that not going to help homelessness? They cry about homelessness.
Well, the homelessness is drug addicts.
But it could also help some of them. Some of them are going to be helped.
Could be.
Probably.
Yeah, it could.
It could help them.
It'll make more space.
For sure. It's going to help them. And the shelters, tax dollars were being helped. And they were helping the immigrants. So now they can help the homelessness.
Yeah, especially the veterans.
Who really cares about the American people here? It's not CNN.
How can you say we should pay attention to the quality rather than the speed when the entire promise was 90 deals in 90 days? They were going to get it done fast, reshape the global order, and Kevin says the stock market thinks these tariffs are going to work, but no, the stock market doesn't believe Trump. When he announced the Liberation Day tariffs,
It's an all-time high
the
today.
stock market immediately dropped when he announced Liberation Day tariffs. After he vacillated, people
Let me put my hat on, man, right quick, man. I'm sorry, man. This shit almost made me shed a tear low key, man. It made me think I was tripping, man. Like I might be only a few black men, or I felt like I was, without y'all, I felt like I would have been alone in this situation.
That's why we had each other's backs. We brothers. We get death threats and all. We don't care.
Trump. When he announced the Liberation Day
It's
tariffs,
an all-time high
the
today.
stock market immediately dropped when he announced Liberation Day
Where
tariffs.
are we today?
After he vacillated, people don't believe him.
All-time
Countries
high
don't
in
believe
all-time
him
history.
because nobody believes
Today,
that he's being
all-time
serious.
high
I think you guys are saying the same thing, just by the way.
All-time high.
I mean,
in
they're
history.
I think
all-time high.
his
You
point
can't
is that
debate
They're at an all-time
yeah,
high
I
because
know.
nobody
His
believes
point
him,
is that they're at an all-time high because nobody
No one
believes
believes
Trump.
Every index.
Because
That's why they suck. Why are you trying to elaborate his point?
But they're saying the stock market is at an all-time high, and your excuse is because people don't believe Trump. So it's Trump's mistakes are now what's causing
the market to go up,
to be at an all-time high.
Like,
Doesn't make sense.
Why would
By
I invest?
accident?
Why would I invest my money into something if I think you're gonna destroy my profit?
And guess what?
All
When
these companies,
Listen.
Samsung,
numbers don't lie. When he put in the tariffs and people were afraid, what happened? It went down.
It did.
So now people putting his trust in him. It worked.
Yeah.
So
Let's
it's
see,
going
Cant.
up, bud.
That does make sense. Yeah.
So this argument is stupid. That's why I truly think that this right here, I don't think this has ever happened in history. They actually might be done for more than 50 or 100 years, guys. Because this shit is bad. This shit might go decades.
They're gonna be done for a while.
Decades.
Well, you know,
This
it's
is
just,
bad.
it's just a lack of knowledge, or y'all think this is real life mental
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is.
Saying the same thing, just by the way.
All-time high.
I mean,
in
they're
history.
I think
all-time high.
his
You
point
can't
is that
debate
They're at an all-time
yeah,
high
I
because
know.
nobody
His
believes
point
him,
is
Kevin.
that they're at an all-time high because nobody believes Trump.
Every index.
Because it keeps he keeps moving the goalposts. I'm so glad you played the footage. I was literally laughing watching Howard just like going every few weeks promising all these deals. And Besson should have sent that. It shouldn't have been an appearance. Should have sent that as a text message directly to Howard Lutnick because that was clearly what that guy needs to hear. But overall, the reason why he's not getting these deals, I just think we got to talk about the big picture here. If you're a foreign government, ally or adversary, or counterpart, whatever, are you going to make a deal with Donald Trump? And how can you believe that the U.S. is not going to have a sporadic change 3 years from now? I think Trump has eroded global trust in the American economy and American deal making.
You mean the all-time high market ever in history?
It's high because
America?
they don't believe.
The all-time high?
They think Trump is going to chicken
never
out.
been higher. Never been worth more. Never been more successful. Never.
When the
And
Liberation
it's eroded what trust. All-time high today at 4:30 in history. Never worth more. What are you talking about?
Well, look,
let's.
Man, we actually have to sit down with Kevin one day.
We need to get Kevin on this channel. He will come on. He is a good dude.
We need
I would
to get
love
Kevin.
to learn from him.
Because he would
very
actually,
smart.
he would probably call it out. Like if we actually was just like behind closed doors, he'd probably say those guys are fucking idiots.
That's exactly. He would say that on camera. He said that on camera.
Yeah,
he will say that
can't
on
say
camera.
It on CNN because I mean, hey,
No, but he said it on YouTube. I've seen him talk like that.
he be
but
in
no,
that.
yeah.
He be in that Lamborghini yacht. That video of him in the Lamborghini yacht. He'd be like, man, these fucking idiots.
That'd be a really cool dude to talk to and learn from, you know. But speaking of cool dudes to talk to and learn from, our guy, man, Ross Givens is very smart. He knows all about the economy. So I really like talking and learning from people who know more than me, especially when it comes to the economy and finances, because I want to make smart choices, you know. I'm at the age where I'm getting to that point where I'm trying to invest and I really don't know what to do. They didn't teach me this in college. I have an entire master's degree and I know zero about investing. So I've learned a lot though from our friend named Ross Givens. He's a really cool guy, Christian conservative guy. He has good values like everybody here. He's truly a good man. And we have been following Ross's advice for the past, what do you think, 3-4 months now?
Couple months now.
Yeah, and every single person here has profited from it. Like this is not something that we're just selling or anything. Like this is real life. We listen to Ross and we use his product and we really love it. He's gonna come and he's gonna educate us and it's gonna be really cool, guys. So Ross Givens. All right, so we got Ross Givens here. He's an absolute expert on all things that have to do with stocks and finances. He's helped us a lot along the way. He's our close friend now, and he's given us a lot of information that's really changed our lives and just the way we look at stocks and everything financially. So how's it going, Ross?
Hey guys, good to see you all.
It's good to see you. Good to see you, man. So recently with this Elon Musk America Party, what do you think about that? Do you think that could disrupt the typical two-party system we have right now?
Yeah, and it's funny because normally politics don't tie in that much to the stock market, right? It goes up big under Democrats, big under Republicans. But I mean, Tesla's like, well, Elon Musk, I mean, is so linked. I mean, he owns Tesla, which is worth $1 trillion. He's got XAI. He owns X. He's got a lot of other companies. So yeah, they are very much entwined. You know, I don't think it's going to be somewhere in between what he hopes it is and nothing, right? His goal is to be really tactical. He wants to get like a couple Senate seats, a couple congressional seats, and just kind of drive a wedge there through Washington. Because as you know, this whole country is so just divided that all the Dems vote on this, all the Republicans vote on that. And so his thought is, if I can get just a couple of guys in the House and in the Senate that both parties need, right? Because you take this big, beautiful bill, it passed by one vote. So if he's got even two guys in there, then either party wants to pass something big, they have to have their support. And so that would then allow them to come in and say, listen, we'll pass this bill, but we want more cuts. Or we'll let you do this, but we need a balanced budget. So I think that's his goal. But God, I hope he reaches it sooner than later, man, because Tesla stock is not enjoying the ride.
Well, speaking of Tesla stock, like the stock is down like nearly 50%. As an investment guy, would you say that this is a buying opportunity, or would that be like a signal to like stay away from it?
Well, the thing you have to remember about stocks is this, you know, they don't move in response to, they don't move after something happens. They move based on what investors believe is going to happen in the future, right? So if you look at Tesla just over the last year, Trump wins, Tesla stock, which is a monstrous company, doubles in 2, 3, 4 months. The reason being, here's Elon Musk, the CEO of the company. He has the ear of the president, the most powerful man in the world. He's camping out in the White House. He's helping cut expenses. So it looked like if anyone is going to get preferential treatment, it's going to be Elon Musk and Tesla. So investors thought that drove the stock price up, or buying. But then the reality came out, which was that Tesla was not, in fact, doing any better. It was doing way worse. So the liberals that used to buy all his cars suddenly hated the guy. They're putting swastikas on him and burning down dealerships. And so profits fell like 30, 40%. And so then he breaks up with Trump, and they had that crazy back and forth Twitter fight where he accused him of being on the Epstein list. And so the stock has just come crashing back down. Nothing really changed that much about Tesla within there. It's just the perception of what's going to come going forward. So it's a long way to answer your question. Would I buy it now? No, but not for those reasons. The reason I would not buy it now is because the guy who knows that company better than anybody else is not buying. In fact, not only is he not buying, he is selling. And the secret in the market, at least the way we've had a lot of success, because I'm not going to pretend I'm smarter than guys on Wall Street. We just follow people who know more than us, right? And typically that's these insiders, so the CEOs and CFOs. You can track their trades. Well, the CFO, which is the chief financial officer of Tesla, he's Elon's number 2, right? He's also the agent of record on this America Party. So they're one and the same. He knows everything Elon's doing. And I'll put up this chart, or if y'all can throw it up here on the screen. This is 5 years of Tesla stock. Okay, and it's been a bit of a wild ride. Elon's a volatile guy. Unsurprisingly, stocks move. But I've marked on there where this CFO, where this guy sold stock. Okay, so if you're a top executive somewhere like Tesla, your salary probably looks something like $1 million in cash, and then $10 million in stock, and another $10 million in options. So they get a lot of their money in stock. But if you notice where he's sold it, he tends to sell very, very close to the highs. I mean, 2021, 2022, 23, again in 25, he pretty much sold at all the peaks right before the stock came much, much lower. And the reason he can do that is he knows all this information before everyone else. He knows what the profits are. He knows how many cars got delivered last month. He knows what they're going to say in the earnings report. So he uses this information to his advantage to cash out when the getting's good, to sell near the tops. Well, if you throw up this next chart, this will show you what he's done over the last 6 months. And as you can see, he is selling this stock hand over fist, almost a dozen times just in the last 6 months. So he went from a guy who, very precisely got out and sold near the high, got out when the getting is good. Now you got a guy, he just wants to get out. 1.8 million, 700,000, 1 million, 1 million, 2 million, 1 million, 2 million, 3. He's just dumping. So to me, I know it's a long-winded answer, probably more than you wanted to hear, but when you've got the top guy at the company who knows the numbers, the books, the forecast better than anybody else, when he is selling this stock at a record pace, to me, that is anything but a signal that is a good time to buy Tesla. So if I'm betting it goes further before it goes up. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so Ross, so let me get this straight. So the CEO or the CFO of Tesla was selling a lot of stocks. You're saying that it's not really a good time to buy, you're more likely to sell, because that's what the CFO, the guy who has all the information, that's what he's doing. So
Exactly,
okay, so on the contrary, if a guy like that is buying a lot of stock, would it make sense to also buy some stock?
All right, now you're asking the right questions. That absolutely would make sense. And that's essentially what we've done, right? We've been doing this as a service for our members since like 2017. We've never had a down year. We beat the market every single year. And all we do is this. When we see these insiders all suddenly buying, we buy the stock. And when they start selling, we get out. And it's really a simple concept, right? Just like I said, I mean, if it's a pharmaceutical stock, those people know how the drug trials are going. They know how the FDA approval application is going. If it's Tesla, they know how many car deliveries, how many sales. If it's C3.ai, they know when they're going to release the next AI model or merge or get bought out. They have access to all this information. And they are required to report their trades publicly. In fact, if any top executive at any public company, I don't care if it's Apple or Bob's Bait and Tackle, as long as it's publicly traded, they all have to report this stuff, and they have to do it within 2 days. Well, those records are public information. You just have to know where to look for them and what you're looking for. So that is our bread and butter. What we do is we look for these stocks. Now, usually it's not Tesla. Usually it's like these smaller $2, $3, like totally off the radar stocks. And when you see the CFO and the CEO and 2 vice presidents and half the board and the chief technology officer all suddenly buying the stock very heavily, it is often a sign that they're doing so because some good news is about to come out. A stock's about to run up. And so, we're actually having a training session this coming Thursday. Let's make sure I got that right. Yeah, this Thursday, July 24th at 3 Eastern. I think there's a link below if you want to sign up for that. But it's totally free. We show people how to do this, right? So it's you can scan for these stocks. Just look for the really obvious ones. Either they're all buying suddenly at once, or a couple of guys are buying, but like they've been there for 10 years and never bought before. Now they're going in for a couple $1 million a piece, right? Just the things that are so obvious. And a lot of these stocks that we bought have made huge moves. I mean, we've bought stocks that have gone up 1,900%, 20-fold. And these are off the radar, smaller stocks, right? Everyone else is focusing on Tesla and Amazon and Google and NVIDIA and the same stupid 20 names everybody else is fighting over. Meanwhile, there's another 9,985 stocks most people have forgotten about. And these are not big mega companies. They're not going to be on the front page of the Journal. They're not run by billionaires. These are small to medium-sized companies, most of which people have never heard of. And every one of them has a chief executive officer, a CFO, a board, vice presidents. And these are not guys making $50 million a year. They may make $200,000-300,000 a year. So if you got a guy who makes $300,000 a year, suddenly puts $500,000 into his own company stock with his own money at market prices, it's like, you probably know something, right? I mean, can you imagine going home to your husband or your wife or whoever saying, honey, I'm going to take $500,000 out of savings. I'm doing this with it. You better have a damn good explanation for why. And so that's what we've done. And it really works pretty well. I call it the best kept secret on Wall Street, because Nobody knows about it. Nobody talks about it other than what the politicians do, but it's a huge, huge cheat code for picking good off the radar stocks that are about to make just huge moves.
Yeah, I mean, we can vouch for it because like the stocks that you even tell us to do, like we get in and they explode. Like Domo, that's a huge one that we really like in the house. Like
we did that one April, right? It's doubled already, and it's not 100%, right? This is the stock market. There's always going to be risk involved, and I don't want anybody to think that you put money in it doubles every single time, right? But when you think about it, if you're buying stocks, you're investing, which I think everyone should be doing, especially right now, just a huge bull market. You're betting that company is going to make more money, more profits, and continue to grow into the future, right? So if you then took that big pile of stocks and shrank it down only to the ones that the people running it were buying, right? They're putting their own money where their mouth is. They're eating their own cooking. That's much, much, much better. And if you then focus on the ones that are rare, big buying, aggressive, that seem opportunistic, those are even better. And so we tend to get, again, not always, but we tend to get in sort of a heads I win, tails I don't lose situation, right? If it's a Domo, it's up 50, 100% pretty quickly because they were in fact buying before record earnings or an FDA approval or whatever it may be. If not, and it was just a coincidence they were buying, they weren't actually taking advantage of anything. What are the odds the top guys are putting hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, their personal money, in their own stock at market prices right before something bad happens, right before their earnings plummet? Like it's just very rare. You see what I'm saying? So to me, it's a fantastic way of approaching the market. We've been doing this for 7.5 years now. And we've got dozens and dozens of triple, quadruple digit winners even from doing this. So, for anyone interested in stocks, whether you have $10 or 10 million, click that link below. Come to the event. It's a free event. You guys have seen it. We do them every couple of months usually. We just so happen to have one coming up this Thursday, but it's July 24th, 3:00 Eastern. Just put in your name and email. We'll send you the link. It's online. It's 100% free, and I'll show you everything. You'll see the sites you can access this stuff, what to look for, what to look out for. I'll show you a bunch of examples, and I think you'll be very amazed. You'll leave with your eyes wide open.
No, that's 100% facts, because even the stocks that didn't double or blow, that you gave us, like I didn't lose money on any of them. It was either I made money or I stayed the same. It wasn't any that I just lost all my money for. So, okay, so then that brings me to my last question, which is why doesn't everyone do this? Like if we know that public insider trading information is available and that it's pretty accurate, why doesn't everyone do it?
Well, that's a great question, and I'm trying to change that, right? It's what I'm out here talking about, hosting these free training events. But there's really two reasons. One, the idea is very simple, but it's not super easy to find. Like it's out there, and I'm going to show everybody how to do it. But like if I told you, go find me which stocks insiders bought today, you probably wouldn't know how to do it. Right? You got to dig through. So it's the same thing with the political trades. Like it's kind of harder to find. So we show you a methodical process for doing that. But the other reason, and the big reason that like you don't see hedge funds and ultra wealthy doing this is they can't. And that's one of the advantages you have as a smaller trader. When I say smaller, I mean like 5 million or less, right? If you're BlackRock and you're buying $1 billion at a time, you have to buy the mega companies. You have to buy Amazon and Google and Apple and Nvidia. They're the only ones that have enough liquidity. If I've got this little $2 stock that the whole company is only worth 30 or 40 million bucks, the big guys can't buy it, right? The amount of shares they have to buy is like 0.00001% of their portfolio. So they just ignore that area. They can't get in, right? They would drive the stock. There's not enough there. But if you're only trying to invest 500, 10,000, 50,000 at a time, our smaller size allows us to be more nimble. So, again, most people don't. I mean, there's 11,000 publicly traded stocks, and I bet most people have max heard of 100 of them. So
right.
Like Domo, no one's ever heard of Domo, right? I mean, one we got a year ago. This one was a pharmaceutical stock. It was trading for 40 cents. The ticker symbol is CATX. It's Perspective Therapeutics. little off the radar, development stage, biotech, doing God knows what that I don't understand. But we saw in 1 week, 11 people at that company bought. The CEO bought, the chief financial officer bought, the VPs bought, half the board bought, the chief medical officer bought. So here you got this little biopharmaceutical company. They were slap in the middle of the most important drug trials in the company's history. And suddenly everybody there is putting half their salary into the stock in a single week at 40 cents a share. It's like, things are probably going well over perspective. And so we bought the stock. And again, it went up like 300-something% in a few months. So that's the real reason, right? You can only do this if you're a regular retail investor, and most people in your seat don't want to, don't know how or spend the time to do this. I'm one of the few people that does do this for a living. That's why we hold these training events and show people how they can do it. But I hope people come. I should have mentioned, when you register, we're also going to send you a free report. It's our most recent insider pick. So you'll get the stock, the ticker symbol. You'll see all the insiders buying, our full rundowns written in plain English. So even if you cannot attend live, I encourage you, put your email or your phone number down in there. We'll shoot that over to you instantly. If you put your cell in, I think we'll text you a reminder a few minutes before we get started so you don't miss it. But we've just gotten tremendous feedback from these. Been doing them for several years, so I think we've gotten a pretty good groove of sharing this information in a very digestible format. So I hope people come attend and leave smarter and hopefully wealthier soon.
No, definitely. We guys, we use the stocks that Ross sends to us. Everyone here invests in Ross stocks. We practice what we preach. We truly believe in this. We've made money from it. It works. It's a free training seminar this Thursday. Like, why would you not come get free knowledge? And there's a review that we need to pull up from someone who we don't even know, who attended who attended this free training last time, and she left a crazy nice review saying how her life was changed from this, and that her whole view on stocks and investing all came from this free training event this Thursday, guys. So if you want to learn more about stocks, you want to make money, be there this Thursday. What time is it again?
3:00 Eastern.
This Thursday, 3:00 Eastern, guys. If you want to make some money, be there. Thank you so much, Ross.
Hey, always great talking to you guys. Ross. Keep up the good work.